Mortal Kombat is one of the biggest movies coming out this year, and it's one that I am extremely hyped for if you couldn't tell by my trailer reaction. And if you haven't seen that, there's a link to it in the description. This movie has such a great cast filled with A-list actors, and hopefully it all comes together in a faithful adaptation that does the game series justice. I am one of those that does believe that this movie will be great, because from what we've seen so far they stay true to the game and they actually have an overall good story, so I'm just looking forward to watching it. With that being said, the movie can't deliver every character in one film. That would just be an impossible task to do. But luckily for us, it does seem that Warner Bros. Are planning to have a cinematic universe starting off with this movie releasing in April. And already it's something that I am looking forward to see, and I just can't wait for this universe to be expanded. Especially since I'm a massive fan of the game franchise and I would just love to see the full story being explored on the big screen. For this video, I will be fan casting Jade, Baraka, Johnny Cage, Kitana, and Ermac. But don't worry, I plan to cover way more characters in future videos. By the way, if you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so that you're always updated when I post new content. Now guys, when I see people fan casting online, they tend to only focus on how the person looks and going based off of the looks. They don't really focus on the person's acting abilities, and they also tend to overlook realistic choices, which can sometimes be fun, but for the most part it just breaks the realism of the casting. For my video, I really tried to pick actors and actresses who, to me, could really transform themselves into these characters on the big screen, and could do so in a way that feels both nostalgic, but also has their own little unique spin, as I think all adaptations should have. Now guys, without further ado, let's begin the casting. Jade, to put it simply, is just one of the most skilled and frightening characters in the entire world of Mortal Kombat. The Green Ninja has for a long time been one of my favorite characters to play as, especially with the release of Mortal Kombat 11. She might actually be the character that I'm rooting the most for to show up in a future sequel, as I think her story could just add so much to a Mortal Kombat cinematic universe. When choosing my casting for this role, I tried to find an actress who could sometimes portray that sweet girl look, innocent look that Jade sometimes has, but underneath be a total badass who knows how to handle everyone in a fight. I also tried to find someone who could capture that loving and caring and almost motherly side that Jade sometimes has, especially in the newer games with her relationship with Kotal Khan. I looked at a lot of different actresses for this role, but my mind just kept coming back to one, and for good reason. In my mind, she is the perfect casting. For the character of Jade, I went with Naomi Scott, who is most well known for the new Aladdin movie, the live action one, and also the 2017 Power Rangers movie and the newest Charlie's Angels movie. Naomi has really showed us in Aladdin that she can portray that caring and lovely motherly side, and I really like that, and I think she could apply that experience to her relationship with Kotal Khan if they choose to introduce that in the movies. She also isn't new to the blockbuster and action movie scene with movies such as Charlie's Angel and Power Rangers, and I just feel with her fighting experience she would just suit this role so well. And as a bonus, she already looks like Jade to me. I don't think there's a better pick for Jade than Naomi Scott. So for me, Naomi Scott for Jade. When playing Mortal Kombat, Baraka has always been a really fun and interesting character to me. Every time I boot up the game, I always end up playing him at least once each session. I just think there's something simple and just overall fun about playing this slashing, scary monster type character, and I think that counts for every video game that has a character like Baraka. It's just fun. His design is also one of the coolest in my opinion. It's so simple yet so scary and so effective. It's so well thought out and well put together, and I just love it, especially in the newer games where we can really get to see the details in his face. One thing I also will say they nailed about Baraka's appearance is it tells us everything we need to know about the character. It tells us all of that in the design itself, and I really wanted an actor who could portray that and really bring that design to life. When choosing an actor for this character, I really wanted someone who had some past experience with special effects makeup, as I think in the movie they should go for a mix between that and CGI in order to complete the character's look. So for the role of Baraka, I went with Derek Mears, who is most well known for one of the Friday the 13th movies where he played Jason, and also DC Universe's Swamp Thing, which I am a massive fan of. I think his experience with special effects makeup will really come in handy, and he's also a big guy, which I always imagined Baraka to be. But what really sold me on him as playing Baraka was his voice, especially as we hear it in Swamp Thing, because I think that's the closest we'll ever get to a Baraka performance from him. It's just so deep and menacing and almost growling. You can really imagine him doing the Baraka voice like we hear in some of the games, like really growling and deep and grotesque. It's almost animal-like sometimes, and that's what I think they should go with for Baraka. Also, like in Swamp Thing, I think he can take this monstrous character and bring some complexity and emotion to it, something that's almost always overlooked with the character of Baraka, and I think he can do the character justice. So Derek Mears for Baraka. When the new movie started rolling, it came as a big surprise to many fans that Johnny Cage was not confirmed as an official character in the movie. It definitely surprised me a lot. It really left many fans disappointed, as Johnny has always been the comic relief of the game. He's the one who can really help us experience this world in a funny way so that everything is not so dark, sad and brutal. But I, like so many other people, have theorized that he might show up in the movie in some way, shape or form. I at least hope we get a little cameo from him, but who would I like to see play him? Now, Johnny Cage is actually one of the most fan-casted characters I've seen when it comes to Mortal Kombat, but I think a lot of people are overlooking some really great choices and just going with something really obvious. I see a lot of people wanting actors such as Ryan Reynolds and Chris Pratt in the role, and I really do think they could do a great job in the role, but I myself have my eye on another actor which I think will just be perfect in the role. I first saw this actor in the movie Shazam, where he played Shazam, and I really do think he nailed this character, and from this movie I could really see some of the personality traits that John Cage has. Zack has really shown us in Shazam that he can play that fun, arrogant, but also really heroic character who can also flip it 180 degrees and become more serious and grounded and even badass, and that's exactly what a character like Johnny Cage needs. And I just think Zack would have so much fun playing this character and just making him his own. I really think Zack would do this character justice, and that's why he's my top pick. I really think he would show the evolution of Johnny Cage, with him starting out as this egotistical juice bag, and then later on becoming more mature and even having a relationship with Sonya Blade, and maybe later on introduce their daughter Cassie. So yeah, my choice for Johnny Cage is Zachary Levi. Next up we have Kitana, the girl who has made so many Mortal Kombat fanboys simp for her for years. Oh wait, is that her clone sister Mileena? Now, you could just say that they should use the same actress who plays Mileena in the movie, as Mileena is a clone of Kitana, but to me that's just not fun, and I don't really think the studio would do that. Now, I don't have anything against the actress who plays Mileena. I really enjoyed the shots we've seen of her, even though they were short in the trailer, and I'm really excited to see what she brings to the table. I just think we should have the characters be more separate, as they are really different in the games, and are definitely not alike. And it's just ever since I played MK11, I just got this one actor stuck in my mind who I just think would be perfect as Kitana. This actress has both some fighting experience, even some superhero movie experience, and overall she just kind of nails the look and just feeling of Kitana when you see her act. She has appeared in a lot of big stuff, including Star Wars and also Iron Fist, so for Kitana I chose to go with Jessica Henwick. Now, Jessica is most well known for playing Colleen Wing in Iron Fist, who is the most liked and I think the best character in that show, and she's also really known for her short cameo in Star Wars, but also as her little character in Game of Thrones. So as you can hear, she has a lot of experience with playing roles in big series and TV shows and movies. I just feel like she would just fit this role so perfectly, especially with her background in martial arts and how she kind of was one of the best characters in Iron Fist, and you could really get to see the action scenes that she did, and I just think she would just nail the character of Kitana. She has just really showed that she can play that badass martial artist in Iron Fist, and she even did some of her own stunts, which I have mad respect for. And she gave us in Iron Fist a performance where you could really see Kitana shining through with that cold, calm thinking way, but also that sweet, caring side that Kitana should have. And I would just love to see how she could bring the chemistry between Kitana and Liu Kang to the big screen, because that is one of the best relationships in Mortal Kombat, and the one I think fans will just die to see. Jessica just has that leadership ability, and she completely transforms whenever she plays a character, especially in the stuff I've seen her in. I really think she could do the character justice, and it would just be so cool to see her get the role. So, Jessica Henwick as Kitana. After watching the Mortal Kombat trailer, it was clear that Ermac had been switched out when it came to Jax's origin. Something that pissed off a few people, but something I'm actually really fine with, as I see Ermac as someone who has a lot of other qualities that could really add into the story of Mortal Kombat. I actually had a really hard time casting Ermac, as no one really came to mind at first. I really wanted someone who could keep up fighting with Joe Taslim and Louis Tan, but at the same time keep that menacing presence to the big screen. After a while, one actor really came to mind, and I'm really fond of this choice. For Ermac, I chose to go with Scott Adkins. Now, Scott might not be the obvious choice or even the first choice, but I've just really been convinced by his past performances. Whenever I see Scott, I always imagine him playing a more tortured role or character, something like Batman, and I really think that would suit a character like Ermac. And as many of you probably know, Scott has a large background in martial arts and is actually a really skilled and good martial artist, as you can see in most of his films, as he always does his own stunts, which is just perfect for a film franchise like this. His deep and menacing voice would just really fit this character, and I don't really see anyone else playing the character after I thought of this cast. I am really curious though to hear what you guys think about this casting, especially since I had such a hard time casting someone for the role of Ermac. So guys, please comment down below, I would just love to hear your thoughts. But guys, with that said, I guess that's a wrap. So guys, we made it through our first fan casting video, where I fan casted some of the characters of the Mortal Kombat universe that I would just love to see next on the big screen, along with some I'm just a really big fan of. If this video gets 25 likes, I will make a sequel that's out by Monday. So yeah guys, give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, because I would really appreciate it, as it will help my channel to grow, as I'm a new channel here on YouTube starting to grow. And I would love for you guys to come along with me on my YouTube journey, and if you want to come with me on my YouTube journey, make sure to press that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, as I upload almost daily, so there's always some new fresh content for you guys to enjoy. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and like my fan casting. Be sure to stay safe out there and have a good one. Bye.